Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would share a little bit of my weight loss journey and also share with you some simple ways that you can lose weight simply without giving up some of your favorite foods, and also how to maybe substitute some of your favorite foods for something more healthy and that would keep you in a calorie deficit. First of all, I want to start by saying, and if this is your first time to my channel, my name's Kelly. I'm 51 years old. I am an empty nester. I am in menopause. I think I'm pretty much through menopause, being that, I haven't had a cycle in over a year. And being in a calorie deficit and losing 50 pounds has incredibly helped me go through menopause. I don't believe that just because we're in menopause means that we have to suffer and that we have to be overweight and that we don't have any energy. A lot of that comes from our diet. I would say probably a large portion comes from our diet. Not all of it, and I'm not diminishing anyone's symptoms because I know everyone's different, but I'm going to talk about my experience. And first of all, I had the mood swings, and I'm not saying I still don't have the mood swings sometimes, and I had the lack of sleep, good quality sleep, and I still kind of struggle with that sometimes, other things like low libido and just loss of energy, things like that. But I can say without a doubt that since I've changed my diet, the symptoms have decreased. I don't even know. I don't really feel like I even have too many symptoms anymore, other than occasionally not sleeping well, or I think mood swings mainly come from not sleeping, and that's my experience. But my diet used to consist of mainly low carb. Even the last so-called diet I was on was carnivore, where I was eating very, very few carbs, but lots of meat, lots of fat, lots of calories, a lot of protein, which was good. But the problem was, and nobody tells you this, that you can be eating all those right foods, but be eating too much of it. Like I have said in previous videos that I was eating pats of butter. Even though butter's good, if you eat too much of it, then you're getting too many calories for your particular body type and exercise. And I don't really think it's good for anyone to overeat any kind of food. We have to keep our calories in check, and that's just the way it is. If we want to lose weight, unless you burn calories like extremely, extremely fast, you're going to have to somewhat watch your calorie intake. So I thought I was doing everything right, even though I consistently stayed at a higher weight. I don't know if you would have called me morbidly obese. My body frame is a larger body frame. I'm not a small girl. I've said before, I have, larger feet, larger hands. I have just, a larger frame. So I was I was close to, probably my heaviest, I was 200 pounds. I may not have looked 200 pounds, like maybe somebody else would look 200 pounds, but I was still overweight, and I did not like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I felt. And I didn't even know that I didn't feel good until knowing what I feel like now. So, but I was just not confident in myself. I thought, why do my legs have to be so big? Why do my arms have to be so big? I thought that's just the way I was, and it was very frustrating to me. So I lost, and all I did was simply put a calorie track app on my phone, and I said I wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, which maybe looking back, I wish I would have probably just put down 1 pound a week, because it did start coming off very quickly, which I think contributed a lot to my loose skin. And I don't have massive amounts of loose skin because I did not lose 100+ pounds. I lost 50 pounds, but I still like my skin, and this is going to happen, especially if you're older. Your skin is not going to bounce back like when you were young. The elasticity isn't as good. And, and if you were larger for a long time, your body was stretched out that much longer. So those things contribute. But so the weight did come off very quickly to where I wasn't getting on the scale, so I wasn't sure how much I was losing. And I think the first time it really hit me, I went out to the chicken coop, and I looked down at my arms, and I was like, my arms looked weird, like just the skin was loose, and I thought that looks weird, And then I noticed my breasts were pretty much, I want to say, gone, but they had changed a lot. And so then I decided to go get on the scale. And when I went to get on the scale, I was down 25 pounds, which that was a big deal to me, because even in the past, exercising and living the keto, carnivore, whatever, I mean, I might lose 10 pounds or something, but I can't remember the last time I got on a scale and was, 25 pounds down. And so I was shocked, and then I didn't get on the scale again until, I want to say, a few weeks later, I think it was. And then I was down another 9 pounds. And then, and then I just kept going until where I'm at now is I'm around the 150 range. Like I said, depends, some days I'll be 153, some days I'll be 150. I kind of stay in that depending on my water weight and like if I've worked out and stuff like that. So, but let's fast forward to now and what I'm doing to maintain that and what that looks like in my daily life. And basically, I do still track my calories, and that's just to keep myself accountable to what I'm eating, and so I can see it, and a lot of it's just to see my the macros too, to see what my protein, because I am big on protein. I'm trying to get a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So I'm trying to aim towards about 150 grams of protein. I don't always make it there, so as long as I'm over 100 grams of protein a day, I don't really stress about it too much. And there's days that, very rarely, but there's days where I don't get it just because, like say today, I had all intentions of making chicken bowls with squash and chicken and Greek yogurt, and I think they're like Mexi bowls, I think. So I had all intentions of making that, but I had a good workout this morning, and then me and my husband ran out, and we were both starving. So we're like, let's go to Harris Teeter and get a salad and get a couple pieces of pizza. And when I say I eat pizza, I get 2 pieces of pizza, and I just eat the toppings off. It's not that I don't like I love pizza crust, but it's a lot of extra calories, and the bread that they use just isn't the best. So I just prefer to eat the toppings, and then, it's satisfying to me. But it is still high calorie because you're getting the cheese, and I think I got Hawaiian pizza, which I don't know about you, but I had just discovered Hawaiian pizza with pineapple, and I love it. I always thought that, that it would be disgusting, but I actually really, really like it. It's like one of my favorite pizzas now. So that's what I ate today. I had a big salad with lots of veggies. I don't eat a lot of salad dressing. I used it was a Thousand Island, but it was yogurt based. So it's like 50 calories for 2 tablespoons. So I probably didn't even use 2 tablespoons. I just drizzle enough to taste on it. I don't like my salad drowned in dressing, just enough to taste. And then the 2 slices of crustless pizza. And then I thought, well, it was still, high calories. So I knew I wasn't going to come home and eat another big meal. So I just kind of had a protein bar with my coffee. And that's not the best thing. That is not the best thing to eat. And I do not make that a habit. But there are exceptions. And that's just the way it is. That's life. There's some days where your diet's not going to be as good or as clean as you want it to be. But it's okay. Like, just keep yourself accountable. Keep yourself on track. Try to stay under your calorie count. And then, like, if you want to have a treat, if you want to have a piece of pizza, if you want to have a scoop of ice cream, you can still do that. Just don't do it like all the time. It's got to be a balance. There's got to be a balance. Like, I don't have ice cream every week, but there's sometimes like every couple weeks, I'll get a kitty cup of sorbet or something like that. And, and it's like, it's fine. It never has made me gain weight, because I was afraid, like, oh my gosh, if I eat a scoop of ice cream, I'm going to gain 5 pounds. No, as long as you stay within your calorie range, you will not gain weight, but it's more than the weight. You want to eat whole foods so that your body is as strong as it can be and as healthy as it can be. And that is the biggest part, is staying away from the processed foods, staying away from the foods with lots of ingredients. You want to eat whole foods. I'm telling you, and I'm not, I'm just like everyone else. Like, I like good food. I like the pizzas. I like hamburgers, and you can still have things, but balance. It's all about balance. But it's also learning to substitute certain things. Like my Mexi bowls, to me, it's 10 times better than going to Chipotle or going to a Mexican restaurant, because I take my chicken, I season it really well. I eat squash with everything, because you can eat a ton of squash and you're getting a ton of volume, and you don't feel like you're eating this tiny little serving, and then you feel like not satisfied. You can eat, I get, what is it, kombucha? Not kombucha. It's one of those squashes. But then acorn squash, spaghetti squash, butternut squash, all the squashes, like roasted in the oven, season them really well, and then put them in with your lean ground beef or your lean ground turkey or your chicken, and then toss it in with some, different seasonings, some greens, some cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. I make plenty of sauces out of Greek yogurt and cottage cheese that, I'm telling you, when you mix those flavors together, it literally, like, your body feels so satisfied and just so happy, because you're getting those nutritious foods. Your belly's not all upset and you feel like, oh, why did I eat that? That is the worst feeling to me. Like, when you go out or you eat something that you're not supposed to eat or it's not good for you, and then you're just left feeling so, like it's just not worth it. But these foods that I'm fixing, and so simple, like, get you some chicken breast, get you some squash and some peppers and, any veggies that you like. Sweet potatoes are big. Like, roast some sweet potatoes and toss it in with your ground beef. Put some different, whatever seasonings you like in there. Put it on a big bed of lettuce, and with your sweet potatoes, your burgers, some cottage cheese on the side, and you mix all them flavors together. It is absolutely delicious. And if you think you don't like cottage cheese, try it this way. Try it in a savory dish where you mix it all together. Throw some avocado for healthy fats on top. I'll put a picture of my burger bowl that I had the other day. I fixed it for me and my husband, and I made a sauce, like a burger sauce. I guess it would be like maybe a Big Mac sauce or something like that. with the ketchup. I get the sugar-free ketchup, some Dijon mustard, some pickle juice. I can't remember everything that had in it, but if I can link the recipe, I'll do that. And on a big bed of lettuce. I mean, it is absolutely delicious. And it was like 400 and some calories. And you feel so satisfied and so full that like you don't feel like you need anything else. And you just know that you did something great for your body. And like just go on Pinterest, go on YouTube, whatever, and just look up high protein, low calorie bowls. And you'll get all kinds of different recipes. And it's just such a simple way. And I would rather eat at home anymore. I used to just want to go out to eat. Now it's like, I don't want to miss out on my own food. My food's delicious and that's what I want to eat. So going out to eat to me is not even satisfying anymore. But you know, it is still nice when you go out and you get something different. But as far as taste goes, I would rather eat at home. And then on top of that is the exercise that I have been doing. I go to the gym 3 days a week, sometimes 4, but mostly 3. And then the days that I don't go to the gym, I at least try to walk at least a mile. Sometimes I do walk 2 miles. Whatever you can walk. Walking is great for weight loss, for energy, and just getting out and moving your body and getting fresh air. But the strength training has been a deal breaker for me, the weightlifting. And especially if you're in menopause and around those years, we tend to lose muscle through that time. And then our joints are affected and everything. So weightlifting, and just because you're weightlifting and you're lifting heavy does not mean you're going to bulk. And that is a misconception. The way that you bulk is by eating high calories and high carbs and then lifting heavy. So when you eat in a calorie deficit, then your strength training, you get lean muscle. You get lean muscle and not bulk. And I lift pretty heavy, you know, I mean, heavy for me. I lift as heavy as I can lift. Like with my dumbbells, when I do my curls, I will do 17.5-pound dumbbells. And then when I do like my lateral raises and things, I do 15 pounds, between 12 and 15 pounds, depends on what I feel like that day. But I just bumped it up to 15 pounds for my lateral raises. I'm trying to get my arms in shape. I'm trying to get my shoulders strong. So strength training is big. And then I do the treadmill, and I do an incline of in between 10 and 12% at, I don't know, 3 miles an hour, 3.3, 3.5 miles an hour. And it's not only works the incline works the behind and the back of the legs. You can really feel it, but it's the fat burning. You know, that is when you're really getting into fat burning, is when you put it on the incline. So at this point, that is my focus right now. Is I wanted to get my arms in shape because of the loose skin that I had. I lost muscle tone. I felt like a shriveled up old lady. Even though I had lost weight, I didn't feel strong. And, you know, now I feel strong. You know, I don't feel skinny. I feel strong and lean. And that's what I want. I don't want to be skinny. I like to be thin and lean, but I also want to have muscle tone. I don't want to have big bulky muscles. I want to have lean muscle tone. And that's where, you know, I'm getting now. That's what I'm trying to achieve. That's what I'm finally achieving. And I want to tell you that all it takes is consistency and a little bit of willpower. And, you know, people think, well, I just can't give up. You don't have to give up everything you love. You just have to be able to balance it with other good foods and then treat yourself, you know, here and there. You don't have to treat yourself every day. You know, you don't have to have the donut every day. You don't have to have the ice cream or the frappes or whatever they're called. You don't have to have those things every day. But nowadays, there's so many good substitutions. Like you can make, I take a Greek yogurt, a non-fat plain Greek yogurt. There's no sugar. There's really no flavor in it. I use that as a sour cream. I mean, it tastes just, if you put it on a Mexican dish, you can't tell the difference between that and sour cream. And it's like half the calories and protein. It's got more protein, less calories. And then, but I also take the plain Greek yogurt and I mix protein powder in it, like a flavored protein. And then I can put some berries in it and a teaspoon of granola. I tell you what I eat every morning for breakfast. And I absolutely love it. It's like dessert for me. But I have cottage cheese, a half a cup of cottage cheese. I have blueberries and a half a banana cut up in there. And then I have a quarter cup of Purely Elizabeth granola. It is the best granola, hands down. The least calories that I've been able to find that actually tastes good. I measure it out and it is absolutely delicious. And I change the fruit up sometimes. Like I have some mango in there now that I'm going to add in tomorrow. I love mango if it's ripe. And then so I will have that. And for lunch, when I go to work, I used to eat like something very light, like a protein bar or something like that, a handful of almonds or something. But now that I'm trying to get the protein, if I don't eat something bigger, more substantial for lunch, I won't get the protein in. So I whip up about 6 egg whites until stiff peaks. I add a little bit of stevia in there, some cinnamon, and then you can bake it on a baking sheet, or you can put it in a skillet and make it like a pancake. And then I fold it over like an omelet, and sometimes I put mashed sweet potato in there with some cinnamon and stevia and a drizzle of sugar-free syrup, maple syrup. Oh, it's so good. Or you can put Greek yogurt in there and some berries. I mean, whatever you would typically eat. Low calorie in an omelet or something like that. You might even make it savory and put some lean turkey or something, or chicken or something in it. Whatever, like if as long as you're keeping your calories down and your protein up, I mean, that is the most important. But that's what I do for extra protein for lunch. And so, you know, I absolutely love the way I eat. I'm so satisfied. I'm so much happier. I don't have to give up everything that I want. You know, I'm going to tell you, I used to not. When you're on carnivore keto, you don't really eat fruit and you don't really eat vegetables. And now I'm eating pretty much all the fruit I want within reason. And then I can eat just as, I could eat lots of vegetables. And that's what I want to eat that makes me so happy. If I want a piece of my sourdough bread, I will eat a piece of sourdough bread in the morning. You know, I just figure it into my daily calorie intake. And I'm telling you, if you would just do this, do it for 2 weeks. You know, put an app on your phone that, tracks your calories, and be absolutely honest with it. If you're cheating, it's not going to do a bit of good. You got to put everything, especially for a while, you got to put everything you're eating in there. I put everything even down to if I had a bite of something, I would just add extra calories for it until I was accountable to where, okay, I know how much I'm eating. And my battery's going low. So, especially at the beginning, you have to be extra accountable and extra careful so you know that you haven't forgotten something. And then you will become aware of how much you're eating. So it is so helpful to have that on your phone and be absolutely truthful. Put everything in it. And you think, oh, well, I'm not going to put that in there. It's not like you're keeping a secret from your mom or your dad, It's like you're being accountable to yourself, and it's not hurting anybody but you. It's sabotaging your own progress by not being honest about what you're eating. You know, so it's not like you got to tell everybody. You just put it in, you know, it's just you in your app. That's all it is. And so that those things right there, if you just follow those things, that would absolutely change your life. It changed my life, and I'm at a size now that I never thought I would be. You know, I have maintained my weight loss. I have maintained my 50-pound weight loss. I am in a size 4. Never thought in my life I would ever be in a 4. If I was in an 8 or a 10, I thought I was doing awesome. So, you know, to be at the size I am and to be as healthy as I am and as happy and satisfied, you know, is a miracle. So I know that if I can do it, you can do it. You can do it. You just got to stick with it. Put the app on your phone today and be honest with your food. Keep track of everything that you eat and drink. Don't drink your calories. You know, stay away from the sodas, stay away from, you know, high calorie coffee, foo drinks. Whatever it is that you're getting most of your calories from drinking, stop doing that. Get your calories from nutritious food, and then keep your calories where they're supposed to be for your body type, for your activity level, for your age. And the apps will tell you all of that. It'll tell you where to maintain. So those are my tips for today for weight loss, for maintaining, and to get as healthy as you can, because you can do it. I mean, it is, and it'll happen fast. I'm telling you, it'll happen fast, and it'll change your life. And if you're going through hormonal issues, if you're going through menopause, this will help you. Guaranteed, this will help you, unless you have other health problems that contribute to what's going on. But a lot of times those health problems are just simply what you're eating. It's your diet. So just do these simple things. I'm going to put the link to the app that I use below. And also I'll leave a link for the recipe that I told you about, my burger bowl, because you'll love that too. And maybe on my next video, I will make that, because it's so simple, but it's so delicious, and I know you'll love it. So have a great evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.